A2, multiple choice. What'd you guys get? E. Good. Derivative of tangent is secant squared. It's okay, you're still working on it. Derivative of tangent is secant squared of u times u prime. Number 73, which of the following is dy dx if y is equal to? Whoo! Was it an f of a g of an h? Which is why you needed to bring down the 2 first of the cosine x cubed plus x squared. Then take the derivative of the cosine, keeping the x cubed plus x squared. Then multiplying by the 3x squared plus 2x. And you end up with a negative 2 with a blah, with a cosine, with a sine. I do believe it's C, yeah? I think that's what I heard you guys say. Ooh, number 74 and 75, parametric curves. There's an x1 of t and there's a y1 of t. Equation of a tangent line. Did you guys properly find your derivative using what idea or formula? Y prime over x prime. dy dt dx dt will give you dy dx. You guys should have ended up with cosine of t all over sine of t, which I guess you could have done. Oh, that's a t? Oh, did not see that as a t. I thought it was a 1. 1. Don't go doing cotangent then. That'd be horribly illegal. You're supposed to be plugging in t is equal to 0. So then we end up with y minus equals x minus. And if you plug in 0 really quickly, you would end up with 1. What'd you plug in for your x1, y1? You plug it back in, right? Except in this case, are you plugging in for just the y like we're used to with equations of tangent lines? Because you need, this is t. You need to go get your x, you need to go get your y. So plugging into x, I get 0 minus cosine of 0 is negative 1, right? Then plugging in 0 for y, I get negative 1 plus 0, which is negative 1. And if you notice all their multiple choice answers, they definitely got them y equals. But 1 minus 1 cancels out. Got it. So far we have E, we have C, we have A. Aw, they should have gone second derivative. What party poopers. Yeah, that's no fun. You guys already have your first derivative, right? As long as you did it correctly. Well, I think the denominator can't make it happen. Only cosine can, right? Or if you guys need to multiply it up, cosine is 0, or the zeros of a function only come from the numerator. Could be, well, all sorts of things. Pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 5 pi over, oh, the only one that actually works in this list. Dun, 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 dun. Who got all 4 right? Nice. Got 3 right. 2 right. 1 right. Okay. We got 2 or above. That's good. 2 or above, that's 50%. We just need to get up to like a 65, 70%, right? All right. Questions before I leave this page? Going once. Going twice. Sold to 4.1 homework answers. Let's go. Let's go, team. Let's go. 16. And 24. Let's just full screen it so you guys can see more. I know you guys had some nasty stuff, but did you do it well? This is one of those great AP questions, which is why I made it an even, where they factored out and then they had a nice little psh that they simplified, and then, ooh, there we go. You have these pieces? What happened? Oh, but look, there's 4 of them that are shared. And there's x squared that's shared. No, you got it. No, 3 of them that are shared. No! Okay, if it was second to the man, yeah, but these are always multiple choice. Always, 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 always. Pull out all 3. Pull out an x squared. All of a sudden, psh, I got this easy cheesy. Dun, 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 dun. Done. Finish it now in colored pen to remind yourselves of how to finish it. I wouldn't say it's wrong. I would just say it's not preparing you for the AP so well. Did you guys deal properly with the 1/2 power? You had an F and a G and an H? Yeah. I gave you tricky ones for evens. I'm not saying you couldn't, but this one, how up do you want me to go? Yeah. TA marked it today. My goal is, if possible, to have the AB and BC tests ready to go for tomorrow to give back to you guys. Homework was my first priority because that's just been like a Eeyore storm cloud. Just anyway. Good? But yeah, BC, you guys should definitely get yours back tomorrow. AB is the real question. Because I'm going to have, if you factored out a secant 2 theta, yeah. I mean, you could technically factor out a 2 and a secant 2 theta. Wait, how did they not simplify that? They didn't simplify it? Oh, that's weird. That does not make any sense. This is not AP-ish at all. Hold on. That's why I gave you this one. You guys should have kept going. Who kept going? Unless I'm crazy, but does anybody see why I'm like, no way, they didn't keep going? What happens if you pull out a 2 secant? Secant squared plus tangent squared. Isn't that a Pythagorean property? Or at least a variation of it. Oh, can't leave it there. Hold on, Pythagorean properties. You guys will have to come up against them. What's the easiest one? We've done this multiple times. Easiest one. How do you get this property from that? I need tangent. Tangent is sine over. So what am I going to do to everything? Well, to make it really nice and really pretty, it would have been subtraction. But what else could they have done? Couldn't they have made tangent squared? Right? Then they could have had I don't know. I haven't really seen them leave it with secants and tangents before. It didn't turn out as pretty because it wasn't subtraction. You're right. If it was subtraction, it'd be a 1. Whew, that would have been a major simplification. But I feel like they would have at least changed, and I'm seeing a secant, so I think I would have changed the tangent. But you're right. That's right. That's right. That's not right. That's just plugging in. That's right. That's right. That's right. It's not done yet. What's wrong? No. Which one are you looking at? Oh, the final? That would have been 5 pi. What happened? Did they give it to you weird? This is it's your favorite ever, Diva? It's okay. Keep commiserating. It's all right. It's all right. I'm getting the question. Sometimes you just got to get it out. All right, tell me what the stuff is. What's F?
F is 1 over, u plus 1 over cosine squared u. Yeah, use it as F of u, by the way.
Oh, it's in terms of u. Oh, so it literally is like, Riley, did you get it right?
No, I was like, what?
Okay, F of u is equal to what?
U plus 1 over cosine squared u. And then it says u equals g of x, which equals pi x.
Oh, u equals pi x?
Yeah. And g of x equals pi x. And then they said find the f dot g. I don't know what that means.
Ultimately,
And I asked Cassie, and she's like, I don't know. It's f of g prime. There it is. That's the thing. It looks like fog.
That's what I say.
I say fog. I say fog. That's how I did it in Algebra 1. You can do fog or you can do f of g. How is it actually written of x? Is that what we're supposed to be finding?
Yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah, find the f prime of x, and then you have to like do it at a certain point, which is, what was it? Pi over 4.
Oh, that's right.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's so good. So good.
Okay, you could have done this two ways. You could have just left it the way it was and done f prime of u times u prime. Or you could have put the pi x and taken the derivative the good old-fashioned way. You could have just found the f of g, putting in pi x, and then gone from there. So if you don't like this, you could have just plugged in your g and been like, well, forget all whatever weirdness they're trying to make me do. Or if you're doing it their way, you would end up with 1 plus 1 over, ooh, no, we need to take the derivative of that guy. How do we take the derivative of 1 over cosine squared? Let's do it that way. 2 secant of u times secant of u tangent of u. I don't know if that's any easier. I'm just doing f prime of u right now. Now u prime. Does that make sense? So then you would end up with 1 plus 2. That'd be a sine over cosine. Does this make it any better?
What is going on?
Maggie's having fun.
Oh, wait, I got it.
Right? Sine of pi x, we're plugging in, oh, sorry, what are we plugging in? X equals pi over 4? So then, wait, u is pi over 4 or x is pi over 4?
No, I think x is 1 over 4.
Are you, okay, good. Whew, I was like, oh no, this is bad. Pi squared, this is not good at all. Okay, 1/4.
Wait, I did this. Very good.
You plug the pi x in for x instead of it's u. So x is 1/4, not u. Yeah, that's why, because you plugged in a pi over 4 like I was about to do, pi squared over 4, then, no, all hope's lost.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Okay. So then sine of pi over 4, oh, sorry, Aryan, yeah.
I was just wondering, so like, I accidentally just got there and stopped. I didn't see the fucking this, so I kind of
Well, if it was a long answer, but multiple choice, hopefully you would notice it doesn't match and keep going. Long answer. I usually do about like 2/3 being the process and 1/3 being an answer. Something like that. Depends on how the points would be and how many other steps were required. But what am I doing? Oh, 1/4 plugging in. That'd be root 2 over 2 cubed. Can't I simplify one of them away? Make it a squared? And if you square it, that would just be 2 over 4, 1/2. But couldn't you also simplify the complex fraction and not even have to worry about it? And 8 over 2 is 4, and 4 plus 1 is 5. You could make it 1/2 and multiply by the reciprocal, so then 2 times 2 is 4, or I just simplified the complex fraction. Could have done that up here too and actually raised it to the 8th power, but that would have been not pretty. So you guys had fun on this one, huh? You could have. Is this the last one? Oh, man.
It's so hot. It's gonna be so hot. Oh, yeah. I was like, wow, this homework is easy, and then I got the 58.
Wait, did you say 4 minutes? What'd you say?
I got them all wrong.
Oh, long time. Oh.
I didn't know you finished your
Do you guys get it?
Wait, why is it 2 instead of 1/2?
Y minus 1/3.
I got my slope as 1/2.
How'd you do that? Did you do the secant squared over secant tangent? Oh, you've switched it. You did x prime over y prime. But then that's okay, because then that means your 1/2 is a 2, so your work was fine, just your derivative wasn't. Wasn't exactly what I was saying, but go team. And then could you guys have done 2 root 3 over 3? Sure. 1 root 3 over 3? Sure. But they just left it in the unsimplified. And you guys plugged in t for x and plugged it in for y, right? Are we good? I don't know. You guys are all just like done with me right now. Okay.
Yeah, B was so confusing because you said that's a derivative, like to the third power. I didn't know what that meant. That was tripping me up, and I was like, oh no, she literally went over it. She
Goes to the third.
They put that?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, no, you're allowed to put a question mark. Technically, the derivatives, they put it in little parentheses. I was trying to make a point. I didn't think they'd actually ever put g cubed.
Yeah, it's G cubed.
But your question was a good question, because that means that I didn't.
What did they say?
Lame. Thought I had a good thing going there for a bit. Derivatives will be in parentheses. That I can guarantee at least. Bummer. I thought that worked. They just want to do this fun one where they give you all this weird notation and make you deal with it. Lo siento. Do you get A is 1? Is that good though? A is 1, B is 6. How'd you get negative 1?
Oh no, actually, never mind. New way. That one, I just added wrong.
Oh, got it. B is 6. C is 1.
I got negative 23 over 6.
For C.
Yeah, I got random numbers. Wait. Which one?
C is 1. Is this homework highlighting the fact that all of us make mistakes? Including Miss D by saying that that was a third derivative, and I guess it's not. I didn't think they would do that. D is negative 1/9. E is negative 40/3. That one's okay, the random one. D is negative 1/9. What did you guys do wrong?
And for E too? Yeah. Oh my gosh, twinsies. Wait, Riley.
Are you guys using graphs?
No, we're literally.
Just taking derivatives?
I did G prime of f of 0 times f times 0. So that's 1/3 times 5.
But you don't need an F prime. Sorry, let me keep going. F, G, get on the video and finish grading, and then we can take questions tomorrow. But some of you guys just need to take time. There's no homework due tomorrow. We'll just extend the calendar another day. But in case you're wondering what is coming next, because we'll be totally fine, it's just implicit differentiation. We'll make this homework due on Wednesday, though. Check out the video. Finish grading your homework. Find your mistakes. If none of them make sense or some of them don't make sense, come with them tomorrow.
I'm going to go get my test questions.
Well,